She didn't lift the trophy, she didn't make the final, she didn't even reach the semifinals, but Eala's Wimbledon journey has already become the stuff of legend. The 21-year-old Filipina sensation arrived at the All-England club as a relatively unknown seed, the first from her country to be seeded at a Grand Slam. She left as a global icon, the most talked-about player in tennis, and the heart of a nation that had never had a tennis star before. She stunned the defending champion Iga on center court. She fought through physical exhaustion to reach the fourth round. She captivated the world with her fearless tennis and her humble emotional responses. And then she lost. But that loss was not the end of her story. It was just the beginning. What happened next changed everything. The world didn't see a defeated player. They saw a champion in the making. They saw a young woman who had already won something far more valuable than any trophy, the respect and admiration of millions. Today on TopSpin, we are breaking down why Eala's Wimbledon journey was about so much more than winning. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell. To understand why Eala's Wimbledon journey was so special, you have to look at everything that came before it. The 21-year-old arrived at the All-England club as the 29th seed, the first Filipino in history to achieve that honor. Her grass court season had been exceptional. She won the Birmingham Open, her second WTA 125 crown, and her first on grass. She reached the semifinals of the Berlin Open, where she stunned the tennis world by defeating world number 2 Elena and world number 8 Elina Svitolina in the same tournament. She had proven that she could compete with the best. Her first-round victory over Renata Zarazua was a statement of intent, a dominant 6-1, 6-2 win in just 78 minutes. Then she fought back from a tough first-set loss to defeat Maya Joint with a come-from-behind 3-6, 6-2, 6-0 victory. The revenge was sweet. But the real shock came in the third round. Facing the defending champion Iga on center court, Eala produced the performance of her life. The first set was a war, lasting 84 minutes and featuring a tense tiebreak. Swiatek had 2 set points, but Eala saved both and clinched the set on her 4th set point. The second set was even stunning. Eala stormed to a 4-0 lead and never looked back. The final score was 7-6, 9, 6-2. The victory made her the first player from the Philippines to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. The tennis world was stunned. The Philippines was celebrating. In her on-court interview, she delivered words that would echo around the world. "I went to train every day after school with my ruffled socks, light-up shoes, and chubby cheeks. To younger me, this is everything. This goes out to them, to my family, and to all the little girls with ruffled socks and chubby cheeks." President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. congratulated Eala, describing her as world-class and terrific and a true inspiration for young Filipinos. Tennis legends also weighed in. Billie Jean King shared a post celebrating her achievement, calling her a genuine inspiration for kids in the Philippines and around the world. Venus Williams, Eala's former Wimbledon doubles partner, congratulated her for making history. Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao said he was so proud of her, encouraging her to keep it up. The Eala effect was in full force. Her matches were must-see events, and organizers were scrambling to accommodate the demand. She was arguably the most popular player in tennis right now. Steve Johnson, a former American tennis player, discussed Eala's popularity on a podcast, saying that when she played co-Goff, the stands were 99% her, which is not normal because Goff usually commands a high percentage of fan support. John Isner, the former Wimbledon semifinalist, said she is one of the hottest tickets right now on the WTA Tour for sure. The support was a reflection of the deep connection that Eala had forged with her people. The 4th-round match against Jasmine Paolini was always going to be a challenge. The 30-year-old Italian was the 13th seed, a 2024 Wimbledon finalist, and a player with immense experience. Paolini had been in impressive form, and she was determined to end Eala's dream run. The center court crowd was packed with Filipino fans, but the pressure was on Eala. Eala made a nervous start, her first service game beginning with a double fault. Paolini, watched by Formula One star Kimi Antonelli and her idol Roger Federer in the royal box, was lively from the start. She landed a series of fiery winners to break Eala and take the first set 6-4. Paolini's efficiency behind her first serve proved to be the difference, as she landed 68% of her first serves and dictated most of the baseline exchanges. The second set was a different story. Eala came out aggressively, applying pressure on Paolini's serve. After a series of breaks, Eala broke for a 4-3 lead and then held from 0-40 down in the next game. It was a remarkable display of composure. She produced one of the match's biggest holds for a commanding 5-3 advantage and closed out the set to force a decider. The crowd erupted, and the momentum was with Eala. The third set was a tense battle. Neither player blinked early, exchanging holds through the first 4 games. Paolini broke in the 8th game to move within cusp of victory. She then served it out confidently, despite falling 0-30 down, as a long Eala forehand gave the Italian match point. Eala's campaign came to an end with a double-fisted backhand that went just wide. The final score was 6-4, 4-6, 6-3. The match had lasted 2 hours and 21 minutes. Despite the loss, Eala's response was a testament to her character. She did not make excuses. She did not blame the pressure or the occasion. She simply acknowledged that she had not played her best tennis. "I gave everything that I could. I did everything that I could do today, so I'm proud of that," she said. She pointed to problems with her serve, but she refused to let it define her performance. In dissecting her loss, Eala showed a maturity beyond her years. She said, "I have days like that. Everyone has days where they don't play their best tennis. I understand that's part of the job. I don't think I'm going to be playing the best tennis of my life every single day. With that being said, I'm really proud of how I handled things. I just have to kind of move forward and continue with my progress." Eala did not win the Wimbledon trophy, but she won something far more important. She won the hearts of millions. She united a nation. She gave the Philippines something it had never had before, a tennis hero. The Philippines, a nation of 115 million people obsessed with boxing and basketball, had found a new hero. The BBC reported that Eala's historic run had thrilled the boxing-obsessed Philippines with viewing parties and mainstream media coverage across the country. Fans were ecstatic. "Thank you for putting my first love, tennis, on the map and inspiring us all," one fan wrote. "I am crying with jubilation. Thank you, Lord God. This is for the Philippines' pride," read another comment. London-based nurse Roberto Ocampo Jr. captured the sentiment perfectly. "She's like a ray of hope for the Philippines, especially at her age. She made history. That's one thing that we can tell to the next generation." The victory was not just a personal achievement, it was a moment of national pride. Eala had broken through barriers and created new possibilities for young Filipinos. She had shown the world that greatness can come from anywhere. Eala's impact extended far beyond the tennis court. She had become a cultural icon in the Philippines. Her matches were watched by millions, and her success had sparked a wave of interest in tennis in a country that was once obsessed with boxing and basketball. Her journey from a young girl in Manila to a Wimbledon sensation is an inspiration. She did not grow up on grass. She grew up on a makeshift tennis court that was painted over a basketball court. She trained at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain from the age of 13, leaving her family behind to pursue her dream. The Philippines Embassy in the UK tracked her progress and posted congratulatory notes. She met Kate, the Princess of Wales, and took a photo with her. A photo of Eala diving for a ball in the match against Swiatek went viral, with edits showing her wearing a cape and Superwoman outfit. The support was a reflection of the deep connection that Eala had forged with her people. For them, she is not just a player, she is a symbol of hope. She is a testament to the power of perseverance and dedication. The tennis world has taken notice. Experts and legends have praised Eala for her incredible performance. Greg Rusedski, the former British #1, believes that Eala will not just compete for Grand Slams, she will win Wimbledon one day. "It's incredible, the first Filipina to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam, and this won't be her last 4th round," Rusedski said. He emphasized that Wimbledon is Eala's best chance to make a deep run and really have a chance to win it one day. Rusedski also compared Eala to Rafael Nadal, saying, "She's like Rafael Nadal, and I like that. She's a fierce competitor." He praised her ground strokes, her movement, and her return game. He noted that she is an exceptional competitor who fights for every point. The comparison is significant. Nadal is known for his relentless fighting spirit, his never-die attitude, and his ability to win matches through sheer willpower. However, Rusedski also offered a critical piece of advice. He identified Eala's serve as the one area that needs improvement. He suggested that she could loosen up the wrist position a little bit like Novak Djokovic. He also recommended improving her toss position and finding the right balance of when to hit the ball and when not to. He believes that with a minor technical adjustment and more practice, she can turn her serve into a weapon. Martina Navratilova, another tennis legend, also advised Eala to work on her serve. The consensus is clear.
Eala has the potential to be a top 10 player and a Grand Slam champion, but she must address her weaknesses to reach her full potential. The path to greatness is laid out before her. Now she must walk it. The Eala effect is a phenomenon that the tennis world is still trying to understand. Steve Johnson, a former American tennis player, discussed Eala's popularity on a podcast, saying that when she played Coco Gauff, the stands were 99% her, which is not normal because Gauff usually commands a high percentage of fan support. John Isner, the former Wimbledon semifinalist, said she is one of the hottest tickets right now on the WTA Tour for sure. The support was a reflection of the deep connection that Eala had forged with her people.
Let us zoom out. Alex Eala did not win Wimbledon, but she did something that is arguably more important. She showed the world what it means to be a true champion. A champion is not just someone who wins trophies. A champion is someone who fights for every point, who never gives up, and who inspires others to believe in themselves. Eala's journey from a young girl in Manila to a Wimbledon sensation is an inspiration. She has already achieved more than any Filipino player before her. She is the first to be seated at Wimbledon. She is the first to reach the second week of a Grand Slam. She has beaten the best players in the world. But the story is far from over. The loss to Paolini is a setback, but it is not the end. It is a lesson in resilience, a lesson in the fine margins that separate winning from losing at the highest level. Eala's post-match words were a reflection of her character. She said, "I gave everything that I could. I did everything that I could do today, so I'm proud of that." She did not make excuses. She did not complain. She simply accepted the result and looked to the future. That is the mark of a true champion. Eala's story is a reminder that success is not just about winning. It is about the impact you have on others. It is about the legacy you leave behind. She has already left an indelible mark on the sport. She is no longer just a promising talent. She is a star. The tennis world is watching, the Philippines is celebrating, and Alex Eala is ready for the next challenge. For more coverage in tennis, subscribe and hit the notification bell.